Hey guys, what is up? Today we're gonna look at Mega Mewtwo-Y. I'm really sorry this deck took a little longer to make, and it's because for one thing I was playing Black Ops 3, so that's on me. I was playing some Black Ops 3. I was trying to get some nice weapons and camo going on, but also because my internet had gone out, and so I wasn't able to play online because, well, of course I couldn't. And so it took me a little longer to actually make the video. This video was supposed to be up during the week, something like Wednesday. However, now because of all the delays and stuff like that, it's gonna be uploaded during the weekend, probably Saturday. If not, then Sunday. But hopefully it's not too big of a deal. We're gonna look at Mega Mewtwo-Y this time. We also have Zoroark here and Zoroark Break making their debut also as well. But let's look at Mega Mewtwo-Y. I'm sorry. It's a 210 second type Pokemon, which is not the bulkiest, but still for this particular type, I would see why he would be that bulky. Nice looking artwork. He's doing what looks like X-Ball, but in this one it's called Psychic Infinity, and it's for a double colorless. You do 10 base, but this does 30 more for every damage count, for every energy attached to both active Pokemon. The only problem is it doesn't hit for weakness, which is kind of a bummer, really. The fact that it doesn't hit for weakness kind of makes this card just a little lower in overall potential. The reason why I think this is because I feel like they didn't want another Mega Mewtwo war happening, or like a Mewtwo-EX war happening, so they just made it not hit for weakness, so it was harder for it to get knocked out in return. And if you guys don't know what that was, is basically back when Mewtwo-EX was a thing in standard, people would have one tech in a Mewtwo-EX to counter other Mewtwo-EXs. And all you would need was double colors to take it out. So a lot of times it became basically who had the Mewtwo with the double colors on each return to knock it out. So I'm guessing they wanted to avoid that altogether, so they just made it not hit for weakness, which is kind of a bummer because now it can't knock out second type weak Pokemon like Lucario or like other Mega Mewtwo-EXs or Mewtwo itself. So a little bit of a bummer, but still, even with that, it does amazing amount of damage pretty quickly. You'd be surprised at how much it racks up. We'll also look at Mewtwo-EX. If you're wondering why I have this one, it's just the only one I have. It doesn't really matter, and it's kind of why I based it upon the energies, because I was never going to use Cyburn ever. But it's a 170 second type Pokemon. It has a really cool stance. Looks like it's powering up, ready to fight you. And he's got a move called Photon Wave. It does 30, but during your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon is reduced by 30 before, which is really neat, applying weakness and resistance. So that's pretty neat. It's only for double colors, so not too bad. It helps keep its HP still tanking there. And we also have one Hoopa-EX. I don't really run Hoopa at all. I don't think it's really. I just think I don't like the Pokemon itself, so that's why I don't really look at it too much. But the 170 second type Pokemon, it has an ability called Scoundrel Ring, and really uses Pokemon to help keep our deck as consistent as possible. Whenever you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may search your deck for 3 Pokemon EXs, excluding Hoopa-EX, reveal them and put them into your hand. So obviously you use it to look for Mewtwo-EX, Mega Mewtwo-Y, and Shaman, of course. Those would probably be your best 3 picks there. You also got a move called Hyperspace Fury, but it's not really the most amazing thing, so we're not going to look at it. All you do is you discard 2 energies, and then you do 100 to a bench, or 100 to any Pokemon. So yeah. Also we have Shaman here for setup reasons, obviously. And oh no, my network connection has been lost. Okay. Either way, we also have Zora here. The reason why I chose this one is not for any particular reason. It is just because of the way it looks in the background and the first attack named Moonless Madness. It's a really neat attack. We also have Zoroark here as well, 100 base, dark type Pokemon. He's got a move called Stand-In, or aka Russian. Once during your turn before you attack this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch this Pokemon with your active Pokemon. It's also got a really neat attack for double colors. It has Mind Jack, 10 base. This attack does 30 more for each of your Pokemon's bench Pokemon. So all in all, a pretty decent Pokemon. It's able to take on other Pokemon as well. As it has the ability of Keldeo-EX and the attack of Absol. So it's kind of just like a mismatch of 2 cards there. Also, we're also running Zoroark Break. The reason why is because Mega Mewtwo-Y, as you can tell, cannot hit Giratina-EX. So I decided to take another Pokemon in here to help combat Giratina-EXs. Mewtwo can handle Power or another Pokemon, while Zoroark can handle Giratina. The reason why is because Giratina is pretty low maintenance. He only needs 1 energy to use Foul Play. The Zoroark Break it does, while Giratina needs 4 energy. So the whole idea is to capture out Giratina-EX once it comes out with Lysander or something like that, and use Chaos Wheel against it. That way it cannot play trainers, or it cannot play tools or special energies onto its own Giratina, hopefully stalling it. Because the best thing that Giratina uses is its DD energy, or dragon energy, because it takes 4 energies to power up. So stalling that Pokemon with its own attack is really neat. So Zoroark Breaks helps us fight against Giratina-EXs. And Zoroark Break is a 140 Dark type Pokemon either way, and the move you're taking over is Foul Play, which lets you choose defending Pokemon's attack. So you can choose Giratina's Chaos Wheel, which is what we're hopefully aiming for. We can also use Toad's Quaking Punch or anything else. We can even use Mega Mewtwo's defending Mega Mewtwo's Psychic Infinity, which won't really do too much damage, but it will be a Dark type attack at that. And Zoroark is also going Super Saiyan here with a little gold thingy. The whole benefit was the whole thing they're going for is Break Pokemon fighting EXs, and the EX Pokemon also fighting Megas. So they want like a whole triangle thing going on. Unfortunately, Break Pokemon aren't too strong because of the evolution rule, so maybe they'll probably make a little booster for them next time in the next set. So that's about it. The whole point of it is to get out your Mega Mewtwo-Y as soon as possible, while having Zoroark on the bench as backup. And whenever things get too serious, or whenever things Mega Mewtwo-Y cannot handle, you use Zoroark himself. If you're wondering if you want, you can run 2 Zoroark Breaks. I only have 1, so I can only run 1. But yeah, we also run 2 Battle Compressors. This is for the Dark Energy, and anything else like supporters that we can Verse Seeker out. We run 4 Mega Turbos. This is just the power of Mega Mewtwo-Y. The whole idea is to have double colors onto him, Mega Mewtwo-Y, but whenever you need a boost in power, you can use Mega Turbo to get your discarded Dark Energy onto him, and after that he starts doing an amazing amount of damage. We want 1 switch. This is just for static condition purposes only, or if they get out Hoopa-EX. We also have 3 Trainer's Mail just to get out, so hopefully get the Spirit Links or things like that. We also want 4 Ultra Balls. The Ultra Balls are just to get out Hoopa, Shaymins, or maybe even Mewtwo-Y or something clutch. 4 Verse Seekers, obviously for our supporters. 2 Giovanni Scheme, and this is actually to boost our damage, just in case we're running a psychic resisting Pokemon. And also, if you want, we can draw 2. We have 5 cards in our hand. We have 2 Judges. It's just to if our opponent has a big hand, we can put it down at 4. That way they don't set up, or that way they don't get two ahead. We also run 1 Landsheader. You might want to run 2, but I always like just having 1. We also run 2 Birches because we just need more draw supporters. Birch has the opportunity to get a 7, but most of the times it'll get you 4. We have first Sycamore, which is 4 Sycamores, which is the best card here. Well, best card and supporter at least. We run a new card here, 4 Parallel Cities. The reason why I run Parallel Cities is over Dimension Value is because, for one thing, Parallel Cities does not actually affect us all too much. The bench thing doesn't really affect us once we get started. Once we have our whole setup already, and then we also are not any kind of these elements. But let me talk to you guys about it. I really wish you could flip this, but the blue side over here makes it to where you or your opponent are only allowed to have 3 bench Pokemon. So this is obviously a pretty hard counter to Rayquaza EX decks. That way they can't, or Mega Rayquaza, that way they cannot use Emerald Break and do 250 every turn. This is just to help keep them in line, make them discard their own bench Pokemon. And then the other side over here, I'm not sure why. I guess Grass, Fire, and Water Pokemon are too dominant. I'm not sure why they chose these typings, but the red side is you or your opponent's Grass, Fire, or Water type Pokemon do 20 less damage before applying Weakness and Resistance. So I understand Vespiquen, so it lowers Vespiquen's damage output. I guess it lowers Toad's damage output, and I'm not sure what Fire Pokemon is currently dominating the format, but also the Fire Pokemon as well. I guess Camerupt maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, so the red side is lowers Grass, fire water Pokemon's damage, and blue side reduces yours or your opponent's bench size to 3. So pretty neat. Either way, it does not really affect us at all, and it helps us fight against Rayquaza EX or Mega Rayquaza EX. So we have quite a bit of things going on here. Mega Mewtwo-Y takes on a lot of things. Zoroark Breaks takes on Giratina Toad, and this takes on Mega Rayquaza. Also run 3 Spirit Links, but on PTCGO I'd advise you run 4 because Jesus, running into this is like running into the rarest card in the world. And then we also have 4 Double Colorless and 6 Dark Energies. So yeah, that is basically Mega Mewtwo-Y. And the next deck will be Gallade EX and maybe the Mega. I'm not looking forward to the Mega, but maybe but Gallade EX for sure. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the matches. It's kind of short, this one, because of the whole internet issues. I'm sorry about this, guys. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Whew, okay, so we are going against Dark deck. Obviously, she has a Gengar coin, which is kind of interesting. We won the coin flip, so we're obviously going to go first. It's always a little easier if we go first, just to get the deck going. So we draw a decent hand when we got a Mewtwo-EX, and my opponent mulligans, and she has Lysander, Pokefan Club, and Dark Energies and stuff like that. She mulligans again. This time she has Pokecenter Lady and Escape Rope and something, and nice, quite a bit of tools actually. And this time, once again, but this time she had Heart Charm, so quite an assortment of tools here. So obviously Mewtwo is going to be our active Pokemon, we don't have any other. So we're going to go and accept the mulligan twice and deny the third mulligan. Reason being is because I want to avoid drawing something like 3 Sycamores and having to Sycamore them all away or something like that. So I don't want to get too greedy. So I'm going to go in Ultra Ball, get rid of Sycamore and Lysander, and we'll go and get Azura. I think so. They're the main focus of the deck, so might as well start getting it going. And I'm going to Ultra Ball again and get rid of the Ultra Ball and the Mega Turbo, and get out another Mewtwo. That way we have two of our attackers there, and versus Secret for the Sycamore. It's the reason why I didn't get Shaman, because I had a Sycamore discard pile. So I'm going to go into Sycamore. I get a Zoroark, Azura, and Battle Compressors and the Switch, and nothing too stellar, but we'll see what we draw next. Our opponent touches the Dark Energy to the Evolta, and she has the other Evolta as well, another baby Evolta, which has the attack called Pitch Black Spear, which is kind of a neat attack. Similar to Darkrai's attack, but not as strong. And she Pokefan Clubs for 2 Evoltas, so obviously it's a straight Evolta deck. More power, I guess. Yeah. So she used Oblivion Wing for 30 and does 30 to our Mewtwo-EX, and we get Parallel City. I'm gonna play it down. I want to limit her bench size just in case she has. I don't want her putting down more Evolta-EXs unless I don't want her getting like set up pretty much. So I touch a Dark Energy to my Zoroark. That way, just in case I will ever need it, I can use it. And I am going to discard a Dark Energy to use for Mega Turbo Fuel, and most likely a Judge and a Professor Birch, because they are not really too needed in this matchup. Obviously Sycamore and Giovanni would get me the rest of the ways if need be, so we're just going to get rid of those. What I'm doing is I'm lowering my hand size down so I can use Giovanni's Scheme to draw all 5 cards. So I'm going to go and use stand-in and then switch. And kind of redundant, but you have to do it to get the best possible draw from Giovanni's Scheme. And I get 2 Trainers Mail, a Battle Compressor, 2 Trainers Mail, a Double Colors, and a Shaman. So I Trainers Mail, hopefully to get a Spirit Link, but I got an Ultra Ball, which hopefully this next Trainers Mail will give me, but no, it gives me Parallel City. So I am forced to use Shaman. So hopefully the Trainers Mail Spirit Link comes out, but sadly the Spirit Link does not come out. So I'm kind of a bummer, but I just Photon Wave for 30. I could have Mega Evolved, but I really want a Spirit Link. I don't want to end my turn. I don't want to end my turn just to evolve, so I really want the Spirit Link. Hopefully I get it the next turn with my Sycamore. My opponent touches an Energy and a Healing Scarf, I believe, to Evolta, and I'm just looking at the attack right now, and I just Pitch Black Spear, and just that Evolta has a really neat artwork there. I like it a lot, actually. Let's see. So she touches the Float Stone. She's lowering down her hand size. See, she's gonna use Shauna. I figured the reason why she lowered her hand size down so she didn't draw the exact same cards that she shuffled back in. See what happens here. She's gonna Ultra Ball. I don't know what she's gonna get. She really can't put it down because of our stadium. So she gets another Volta and a Heartstone. Heart Charm, I'm sorry. And it's actually kind of interesting. Oblivion Wing doesn't have an animation because it didn't do any damage. So it just puts energy to the Mewtwo-EX, which is kind of weird that it had no animation, like no attack animation, because it just didn't do any damage. So we're gonna go Ultra Ball. I'm gonna get rid of the Shaman and the Battle Compressor and get out a Zoroark. That we don't draw it. I'm gonna use Sycamore, so I don't want to get a Mega Mewtwo and discard it. So I go and get the Zoroark, and I attach my double colorless to, let's see, my other Mewtwo. That way I have two attackers ready, and I'm gonna go and get the Sycamore. I'm just looking through my supporter line. Excuse me. And so I get my Sycamore. I get out of that the Mega Mewtwo, but unfortunately I don't get the Spirit Link. So I just said, you know what, it's not gonna give it to me, so I'm just gonna go and just Mega Evolve and end my turn. It's not too bad. There's no real way for me to get knocked out in this one turn unless she manages to Energy Excel her benched Mewtwo-EXs rapidly, like Dark Patches and stuff like that. But we're not playing an expanded. So she's gonna Escape Rope, and I figured the best thing I can give her is a Shaman because Zoroark can be useful in the battle. Shaman, however, has played its role, so I no longer have a need for it. Plus, it's kind of a good bait. That way my opponent puts out something more valuable than like the Volta. I was hoping she would put out the Mewtwo-EX. Unfortunately, she has double colors and she's going to use Pitch Black Spear to do 60 onto both our Pokemon. I draw another Mega Mewtwo-Y, unfortunately, but no Spirit Link, unfortunately. So I'm just going to go in Sycamore. I do Mega Turbo my Dark Energy onto my Mega Mewtwo, but hopefully Sycamore gets something good. And I did get it. I got Spirit Link, so we're going to see some work here. I'm going to Mega Evolve. And unfortunately, even with the Spirit Link, my turn still ends. So there was no point in me looking for the Spirit Link. I just type in the chat that the tool didn't work. So my opponent touches more energy to the Mewtwo-EX, and unfortunately, Shaman, because of the tool not working for us, Shaman's gonna go down this turn regardless. So our opponent does Pitch Black Spirit once again, 60. And 6 to our Mega Mewtwo. Losing Shaman wasn't too big of a deal, however, the Volta was able to put a pretty big dent to our Mega Mewtwo-Y, so that's kind of a bummer. But I'm gonna Psychic Infinity to knock out the Volta. And that's we get two. Oh, we got a Birch, I believe, which isn't something we really need. So my opponent promotes the Mewtwo-EX. I believe at this point it does 140, so we're within the knockout range. Unfortunately, it has a really neat black hole kind of animation, which I gotta admit is pretty nice. But luckily we do have the other Mega Mewtwo ready now, and we have another Mega Turbo. So I'm gonna go and just not attach energy to my Mega Mewtwo-Y because I don't want the Volta hitting for bigger damage. So I'm just gonna increase my attack potential. I didn't want to do the math, but we did well enough even without the Giovanni. I just did that just to be on the safe side there. And so my opponent promotes his other Mewtwo, his other Mewtwo-EX, puts Dangerous Energy and a double colorless, I believe, on it. So it does 140. Luckily for us, we have quite a bit of energies in our hand, plus Mega Turbo our energy, so we're able to do a pretty big attack here. 260 plus 20 to ourselves because of the Dangerous Energy. But 260 is an insane amount of damage. We actually get Zoroark Break from our prize cards, so it's actually really nice. So we're able to use Zoroark Break in this game because I can copy Darkness Blade or Darkness Wing. So she Oblivion Wings, there's nothing much she can really do at this point. So we're going to go and use the ability Stand In, nice little feature there, and we'll go and take advantage of Foul Play and use Darkness Blade for 100, knocking out Evolta. And that is pretty much the game. A little clunky there, but overall it's actually still a fun deck, and the outcome was pretty nice, especially with the little tool thing happening. Either way, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoy. Have a great day, guys.